AI models are trained on massive amounts of data. Generally, every bit of publicly available data gets fed into these big, large language models. Then there's some private sets of data that people get use of, they license or somehow they make arrangements so they can load in these private sets of data. And the question is, what is fair use? And that is a hard thing. If you load in all of the publicly available data, there is a massive amount of publicly available data that wasn't intended for training AI models. So if you are writing something and you post it, if you take pictures of your family and you post it to Instagram or Facebook, you have videos that are publicly available because you posted them someplace. You probably didn't intend those to be used to train the next frontier model. But that's the data that is being fed into these large language models. It's pretty much the entire internet. Anything you can find on the internet is great training data. And there's this copyright or fair use argument that you shouldn't be allowed to take an artist's work and train a computer system on them that could then reproduce that work, effectively could put an artist out of business. Like programming is a big thing. All these programs are getting fed into the training data for these large language models. And these large language models are getting very good at coding. So they're putting programmers out of work. So there is this question of what is fair use, and it hasn't been answered yet. Now, there have been a few court cases that have sided with AI models being so transformative that any use of the work feeding in that public data is fair use, but it is a really tricky question to answer, and I don't think there is a black and white answer. And that is something that we are going to struggle with over the next few years of coming up with how do you compensate an artist, how do you compensate somebody that their likeness is being used or their style is being used. When ChatGPT released their new model and everybody was making Studio Ghibli versions or styles of existing images, who has the rights to that? Should somebody be compensated for that? It's a tricky question, and it's going to take a while to answer it.